Alright, well, in one of the previous videos I made, I said I'd look up the stuff I just looked up. So there's the ice cliff, the platform, the church, the rectory, the living room, and the factory, the playground, the construction site, the granite rocks, the lakeside.
Dude, that is too fast.
And the dear viewer must now know that the lakeside's where you begin, because there's water here, and I'm too stupid to realize that.
Dude, the dear viewer just got a blur of fucking names.
Well, I say the names that are all the names that he says at the end of the game. So they've heard the names and they're sick of them too.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, because
they
this
would
is
have
your...
seen them as many times as I've seen them. But
it doesn't...
I mean, you know, there's no guarantee. Maybe they're just randomly finding this video and this is the one that's blown up. So I'll say it slower.
See...
The ice cliff, the platforms, the church, and rectory, the living room, the factory, the playground and the construction site, the granite rocks, and the lakeside.
Alright, thanks for coming with me.
Those are like Foddy's definitions of locations in the game.
Side note, his definitions are dog shit.
Even your mistakes.
But the
Because,
speedrunners,
like, whatever he's calling factory,
it's the
sure.
tower.
That's what I thought, but like,
The
nah.
tower after the Devil's Chimney.
Yeah. That's what I thought, but like, also no.
Which is like, the speedrun splits are like the tutorial, the Devil's Chimney, slide skip, furniture land, orange hell, anvil jump, bucket jump, ice mountain, tower, and the end. So like all of the speedrun splits are like the more difficult parts of the game, while all of Foddy's locations are like, oh, you know, these are the parts that people consider easy.
Yeah, you know why I know what fucking the speedrunners are talking about?
Because I've been there and I stared there for 45 minutes, and
When
then
you
I
tell
fell.
me, when you're like, oh, it's Devil's Chimney, I'm like, oh yeah, that thing.
And Benny's like, the playground.
Anyway, when you start sexy hiking,
God.
that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game.
I'm gonna try and be a speedrunner here, Clifford.
It might take you an hour to get over that tree.
Ah, almost had it, actually.
Alright,
A lot of people never got
making sure like I'm recording and everything.
exploring the limits of your reach and your strength, trying to find a way up.
I'm actually gonna stop because I want to play some Minecraft before I go to bed.
That lack of confidence.
I still need a shower.
Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident in your ability to get.
So I will only have time if I stop.
That's fair.
Oh, actually, can you hop on Minecraft real quick before you get into your suffering?
I have
I wanna
already
give you a
began my
present.
suffering. What's the present?
Well, you won't get it if you don't hop on. I'll give it to Eddie.
I have a chest that,
Obstacles in sexy hiking are unyielding, and that makes
Oh,
the game
Eddie's not
more
online.
frustrating.
Is Christina
But
online?
I'm not sure Jazzuo intended to make a frustrating game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's authentic to the process of building a game about it. A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain.
So far, Christina's getting it because she's the only one online willing to hop on if she hops
It turned
on.
out to be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier. It already felt like my
she's gonna be
inability
like, nah,
to get past
I'll
the
get
new
it later.
obstacles was my fault as a player rather than as a builder.
It's very much as first come, first serve.
And it's our repeated
What is it?
attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into
So
something.
it's for us.
When you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas. And that can be like working with quickset cement. You mold your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with. And in the process of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable, like rock.
If anyone questions it, Clifford, you can tell them. You heard it here first. This was an order of opportunity present.
For years now,
Look, if Tyler was on right now, he'd get a message too.
fabricated objects, bought in a
I don't
store
see no
or seen
ideology online though.
And for the most part, that hasn't happened. Because the objects
Also,
in
there's a
the store
50-50. If I message Christina, Eddie sees it and he hops on. 50-50 of that too.
I mean, they're trash in the way that
So-
food becomes trash as soon as you put it in the sink.
But it's a
Things are meant to be
thing that I
consumed
think you would
and used in a
appreciate.
certain context. And once the moment is gone, they
Money.
transform.
It's a thing that will super help us
In
in
context of
the
technology,
nether
those
fights.
moments pass
It's
by
netherite
My
you
only-
found.
No, I'm not that
Over
useful.
time, we've added more and more refuse into this
Not
vast
even though
digital
you can't
landfill
guess. It's like, I'm gonna just tell you right now.
It now vastly outnumbers and outweighs the
Yeah,
waste
dude, I'm not gonna even try to go find netherite.
Whenever
No,
you
I'm
want
getting
this
into
cultural
brewing
trash,
though.
trash
I'm gonna be our
becomes the new
potion guy.
medium, the lingua franca of the digital age.
I'm gonna make a lot of them.
You could build
So it's
culture,
I'll say it's
but
potions.
only trash
I've got
culture.
potions for
B
you.
games,
Fire
B
resistance
movies,
potions.
B music, B philosophy.
Not a bad house though, Clifford. I dig it.
Maybe this is what digital culture is. A monstrous
It was
mountain of
inspired
trash that
by
actually
the Umbrella
creativity's
Academy.
found. A landfill with everything we ever thought
Oh,
of.
okay.
Grand,
I actually kind of see it.
infinite, and unsorted.
I don't know how.
There's 3D models of
The room
breakfast,
divisions.
Gen X's fanfic
It
novels,
was
Scale
purely
magazines,
inspired
full-screen
by
Shia LaBeouf,
Luther
and
living at
substance on
like
live
the
tweets.
men's boarding
Facebook's got
home.
lifelike bots with unbranded adverts and candid shots of Kanye and Taylor Swift mashups.
I was thinking about the
Car crash
room
epic
divisions,
fail
and I was
trips,
thinking about that
Russian
scene
dash
where they're all
cam
dancing in their
discussions
rooms
McRibs,
separately.
discarded, forgotten, unrecycled,
Honestly, like that's where I see it.
That would have been good.
unthought.
Yeah, but you see where I can see that, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not too crazy.
It's up to interpretation.
And we hit refresh. And there's years of perseverance
art.
disappearing into the pile.
Alright, I think
Style,
I'm actually gonna
out of
go
sight.
venture into the nether because I've got a fuck ton of
In this context,
arrows.
it's tempting to make friendly content that's gentle, that lets you churn through it but not earn it. Why make
So I'm
something
gonna
demanding
go
if
burn
it just
through
gets
those
piled up
on
in
the
your
blazes.
filed in with the bland things?
You know, maybe this is like a peek into Matthew Mercer's mind,
Taunting you,
where he was like making like super detailed, insane stuff before they even started filming for Critical Role. It's like, yeah, this is just for my friends at home.
A quick fix for the fickle.
It's like, oh, he's insane.
Fix of the feckless.
That
Yeah,
dude had
I
a
think
canon
people
world built out for 5
people really
people.
undercount how insane
Now, I
like
know,
that
most
is,
likely
and
you
I
know
also
this,
want to
and
say
you
I
should
feel like
feel
there's more
Some
like
dude
him
with 10
than
million
people
views does it for
realize.
you. Like a baby bird
I don't
being
think there's a
fed
lot,
food.
but I think there are more
That's
people
culture too.
like that than you would
Oh,
realize.
I also looked it up, and the
But on the off chance that you're playing this, what I'm
amount
saying
of
is,
like people
trash
who
is
have
disposable,
beaten getting
but maybe
over
it
it
doesn't
is
have to be
ridiculously
perfect.
small. I thought
What's
it
the
was gonna
feeling
be a
like?
lot more.
Are you stressed?
It's
Are
like
you
Really?
6% have beaten it once,
feeling
like
frustrated?
4% have beaten it twice, and it's like 1.2% have beaten it 50 times. But that at
Are-
least makes sense to me.
Yeah, that one I follow. 4%, like, if the original 6%, 4% tracks, 4% would honestly track even if the original was higher, because I could see so many people be like, I'm not fucking doing it again.
Yeah, this is
But 6% does seem low.
it's you know, we gotta make the video like the inspirational thing. Why 96% of people fail in life.
Endured this much. Every wisecrack.
This is why you're
I
not
do think-
succeeding.
Every
one
you've
thing-
forgiven me is
I don't
a
know.
timely gift that you've given me.
I think one thing that'd be important with the Twitch stuff is making sure actual
We have the
YouTube
same
videos are
taste,
going
you
out
and
too.
I.
Just combining
It's
both.
not ambition.
There's no
It's
reason
ambition's
not to.
opposite.
On a
Obdurate
logistics
notion
side, do you
to
know what I
taste
mean?
defeat.
Diversify.
It's
You'll feel bad if you win.
Yeah, you're
So I keep it
diversifying,
simple
and it's
and-
literally, just cut together a couple of videos you already have. That you already have. You know? Like, there's just no reason not to. I didn't realize it, but Critical kinda got famous because he was almost homeless.
What do you mean?
Basically, he was already big, and then I think at some point he was almost homeless, and like some other big names found out, and not promoted him, but like convinced him to start showing his face on cam and shit like that, and actually put ad revenue on his videos, because that's why he was almost homeless.
Yeah, he wasn't
For the
trying to
longest.
monetize it.
Yeah.
It's not Critical is famous because he was almost homeless. It's because he had the council of people.
Yeah.
Have you thought about who you are in
It's
this?
crazy how these
Are
things
you the
work.
man in the pot, Diogenes?
Are you his hand? Are you the top of his hammer? I think not. Where your hand moves, the hammer may not follow, nor the man, nor the man's hand. And this here is will, his intent, the embodied resolve in his uphill ascent.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out in the blaze spawner till I'm out of these arrows.
And then hopefully you get yourself a roll of infinity.
Yeah, that'd be really nice, actually. Because then I will literally, like, I'll set up one of those respawn anchors and hang out down here for a long while. Trying to stack some XP. I really wish that, like, XP fall off on death wasn't as bad as they make it.
It's rough.
Like, even in easy, it's pretty rough, you know?
Yeah.
It's in general a pretty rough punishment, I think.
Minecraft's a tough customer.
I think they're working towards making sure, like, a lot of things have real uses. Like how they did with gold.
Now,
Yeah.
you've conquered
It's
the
like how
last
they
part.
did with Lapis.
Platforms, the church, and the rectory, the living room, and the factory.
I'm curious what else is still, like, useless that they could have be useful.
It's not even like stuff is useless. It's it feels like a lot of them making stuff more useful.
I'm glad you came.
I guess, but, like, when you have, like, gold to me really is, for the most part, useless, other than in things that aren't gold armor or weapons, you know?
Yeah.
Like, unless you want a very enchanted set of armor.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it makes it better. It just is more likely to roll a
Yeah.
higher.
They tried
enchant,
to
that's
make
all.
it more useful with the powered rails required gold. And it was like, oh, that's why you don't need a lot of gold, because you don't need a lot of powered rails. But then, like, not everyone uses, like, a rail system. It was, like, really popular in the early days of Minecraft, but then it's more niche. Because, you know, people don't like using gold.
Oh, you just lost a lot of progress.
Well,
That's a deep frustration, a real punch in the gut.
it's people don't like getting something that's in the long run useless.
No, it is, like, the rail system, like I said, it used to be you would glitch minecarts together to go faster. And it was like, you mine a bunch of iron, you can, like, make another glitch cart and, like, take that as far as you want as long as the rails keep going. But then, when it was like, oh, we took that out, we patched the glitch, you have to use gold and redstone to get the same effect. It's like, I don't want to do that. When an effect is cheap, you can,
Keep on trying. Don't
like,
let it
people
get
will
to
do it more readily.
Yeah, I think. Well, it's also how much gold and redstone you have to use for it. I think is a huge part.
Yep.
Like, if you want an effective powered rail system, you have to get a good amount, because it carries you only, I want to say, 8 blocks.
Yeah, whereas
Might be 16.
the glitch system carried you as far as you want.
Yeah, and I think like, it really should be you just put redstone under rails, personally. I think that is simple enough.
Nah. I just feel like it's one of those things where they're, like, diamonds have uses in other crafting recipes, even if they don't make sense. And they're not doing that for gold. Because you need diamonds to make a jukebox.
Yeah,
This thing will be
I agree.
falling down.
I concur there. Like, they could definitely just be like, hey, you need gold to make... You could make gold requirement for some of the brewing things, for sure. I feel like they also need more brewing other than just, hey, they need more than just you make awkward potion and that makes everything. And
Like
if
a
you make
different
something
type
else,
of awkward potions.
well, like they already have them. If you do, like, you can get like 3 or 4 different types of potion. It's not just like awkward, water, and bad. They'll call like one like I want to say like a thick potion or something like that. Just stuff like that. You can do that with other things and make the brewing just a hair more in depth. You know?
Yeah. I'm just gonna struggle at this tower forever.
But they choose not to do that. Why? We'll never know.
Because do I look like a man with a plan to you?
Dude. One of my bosses loved how I was explaining the protests and riots yesterday. Because we were talking about how they got into the Capitol and there's just a bunch of selfies and shit. Maskless selfies on Twitter handles with real names. Side note. We were talking about how, like, it's clear there was no plan or organization. And it's like, yeah, man, they're the dog that caught the car.
I'm really wondering how these videos are gonna look in retrospect. For like the parts that are like current events. Because whenever I choose to upload these, I know it's gonna be old news, but then it's just gonna get older.
Oh, dude. Don't you worry, Clifford. After you upload these, they'll have proven the election fraud. And Trump will be king, I mean president.
Excuse me, God Emperor?
I'm just, like, really annoyed that they don't, like, that they're pretending they just don't want to, like, they want a king, you know? Like, they want a king, factually, but a lot of people are pretending it's not what they want.
That's not democracy.
It's like, dude, just be honest about what you want. I'm not going to give it to you. We live in a democracy and I don't want a king. That's why our founding fathers fought for this country, quite literally. So fuck off, but be honest about it at least, you know?
I don't know.
Quit pretending.
Maybe we make a king with different rules. Like, you know, they're king, but, you know, you can switch them out and it doesn't have to be a family line.
Are they a king in the sense that, like...
They're a king in the sense that McDonald's is food.
Are they a king in the same way that, like, inspirational Instagram quotes are? Hey there, king.
I dedicate this game to you.
No, they're a king in the...
I give it to you.
Oh, no, I get it. They're a king in the burger sense.
Dude, they're a king, except they can only be king for like 4, maybe 8 years. And then the people decide who they want to be the new king. And the king gets to do whatever he wants.
I fucking hate kings.
Hey man, there are a lot of people named King. They're gonna be very upset with you. The game, like, why is the game getting brighter?
Getting better gold?
No, like, the background is, like, getting way blown out. When it does, like, the whole, like, starry universe look.
Are you already there?
Oh, I'm done.
Fuck you!
That's number 20.